Hey, welcome to We Be Kids again. Up in the woods again today to tell you a story. I'm making the most of this beautiful day. It's one of my favourite times of year when the forest floor is completely covered with golden leaves. And as I was thinking about what story I should tell you today, I was reminded of a story that I know that's called Little Leaf. And the story that I'm going to tell you is an adaptation of that book. Now, Little Leaf brings up a few questions and something to ponder as the story goes on. And if you think about all of the leaves that come on the trees in the spring, when you look up and it's just a whole blanket of leaves covering the tops of the trees, have you ever wondered what happens to all those leaves? We know that they fall to the ground in autumn, but if those leaves built up every single year, we would be swimming in an ocean of leaves instead of walking through the forest. So hopefully this story will help us understand a little bit more about what happens to the leaves every year. So this story is set in a big, beautiful mixed woodland. And in the middle of the woodland is a big old oak tree. And it's that time of year when winter was just coming to an end and spring was beginning. New hope is in the air. The sun is hanging a little bit longer up in the sky. And the birds are singing, welcoming the spring. And this story is about the oak tree. And on this beautiful spring day, the oak tree was stood and the sun was beaming down on it. And the oak tree let out a little call. It said, little leaf, come forth, little leaf. And down on one of the branches of the oak tree, a bud began to break open, and a beautiful little leaf emerged and opened its head and pointed at the sun. Welcome to the world, little leaf, said the tree. And the little leaf looked up at the sun. She said, this is beautiful. And she stayed there on that branch all spring and into the summer. And she loved being on that branch. But one day she called out to the oak tree. She said, oak tree, I love being on this branch, but isn't there more? I can see off into the distance. Surely there is more than this. And the oak tree said to the little leaf, trust in the process. All will be revealed. And with that, the oak was quiet, and the little leaf wondered, what's that all about? But she stayed there, out on her branch, until the sun started to drop lower and lower in the sky. The air began to get cold, and little leaf noticed some changes happening. She noticed that she was turning from green into red and gold and orange. And as she began to turn a little bit brown, she felt a chill. And the wind started to pick up. And again, little leaf heard the call again. It said, little leaf, come forth, little leaf. But this time it wasn't the tree, it was the wind. The wind came along and plucked a little leaf from the branch and took her off through the sky. The little leaf was so excited about this. She'd spent all spring and summer looking off into the distance. And she loved floating through the air. And she floated on and on and on. For a while she started to get cold. She said, wind, where are we going? The wind said, little leaf, trust in the process and all will be revealed. And on the wind took little leaf until finally the wind lay her down by the side of a stream. And that night a big storm came, and the stream got faster and faster, and the water rose higher and higher until she was washed down the stream. Again, she was amazed at how she could move through the water. But she began to get chilly. She said, stream, I love this, but is this all there is? What happens next? The stream said, trust in the process and all will be revealed. With that, the stream carried her down and down and down until she washed up on a bank. And there she stayed throughout autumn. And as they moved into winter, a little blackbird came along looking for material for its nest. It swooped down and it picked up Little Leaf and it flew off into the sky with her again, back towards the forest. And the blackbird tucked Little Leaf into its nest and Little Leaf stayed there. And Little Leaf liked that. She was warmed by the blackbird's feathers. And through the dark nights, that's where she remained. But as New Year broke, a big storm came and it began to blow the tree. And Little Leaf looked at Blackbird and said, Blackbird, I'm scared. What happens now? And Blackbird looked at Little Leaf and said, Little Leaf, trust in the process. All will be revealed. And with that, Little Leaf was plucked out of the nest and fell down to the ground. And then it began to snow. And as the snow came, it covered Little Leaf. And Little Leaf was hunkered down under the snow. While she was there, she noticed lots of little things running around. Spiders, worms, insects, woodlice. And then she felt a tugging. Pull, pull, pull. And she looked, and a little worm was pulling her underground. And the leaf looked down and said, Little worm, what are you doing to me? I don't belong underground, I'm a leaf. The little worm said, Little leaf, trust in the process and all will be revealed. And the worm pulled Little Leaf down underground. And there she stayed until the spring. And in the spring, she kind of woke up. Oh, it's really dark underground. But then she heard a voice. Little leaf, come forth, Little Leaf, it said. She felt herself being pulled up and up and up through the ground and into the tree, and there she popped out. But this time, Little Leaf wasn't a leaf at all. Little Leaf was an acorn. Ooh, this is unusual, thought Little Leaf. And she remembered the journey that she'd been on as a leaf. She looked at the tree, she said, Oak tree. That was a wonderful journey, but there is no way I could do that as an acorn. I am far too heavy. What happens now? And the oak tree said, Little Leaf, trust in the process and all will be revealed. With that, Little Leaf settled and waited and waited and waited and waited until one winter's day she heard a voice. Little Leaf, come forth, Little Leaf. And she looked, and there, hopping along the branch, was a jaybird. And that jaybird picked off the acorn and flew away with it. The Little Leaf was wondering what was going on, but by this time, she was ready to trust in the process. And she closed her eyes and waited. And the jaybird hopped along, and the jaybird found a big open space, and there he buried the acorn in the ground. And there Little Leaf waited and waited and waited until the next spring, when Little Leaf recognised a voice. It said, Little Leaf, come forth, Little Leaf. But this time, the voice wasn't from the tree, or the stream, or the jaybird, or the wind. This time, the voice was from Little Leaf herself. You see, as the sun warmed the earth, Little Leaf transformed again from an acorn, this time into a little oak tree. And in the past, where she'd been called forth by the tree, she was now the tree calling forth the next leaf. Little Leaf, trust in the process and all will be revealed. I love that little story. A little story about what happens to our leaves. And each single leaf is on a journey. And it's a journey that is a cycle and a process. And without our leaves, we couldn't have more trees. So next time you're out, think about the magic of the forest. Every leaf, every nut, every acorn, every beech tree is in that same process that keeps all of our forests and all of our planet healthy. I hope you've enjoyed that story of Little Leaf, and we'll see you again sometime soon at We Be Kids. Bye!